You're listening to the OMG Hour.
Let's try this again now. Welcome back to the OMG Hours Couch Co-op. Of course, I am Sean Evans, otherwise known as Zion-tane, and my handsome new Greek companion here.
I am Mr. Second Plastios.
Second Plastios. Excellent. Love the new helmet.
Yes.
You need to tell me and tell everybody where that you got this from and what it is.
So this is a Assassin's Creed Odyssey Spartan helmet made of
pretty cool looking
faux metal helmet, so plastic.
Yes.
Plastic. This I was in EB Games. They got some demo, or not demo, I guess dummy helmets to sell the game, sort of like a cool little promo thing. And I said, hey, let me have that when you're done. And they're like, we don't need it now.
Take it.
So I wore it home.
Excellent. Did you? What?
I did not know. I can. You know what? I will say this. I don't know how Spartans. This is not horribly comfortable. Like it's like I don't know how you'd fight in one of these things on a regular basis. Like I have no.
And the vision. I don't know how you see through that.
I don't. My glasses are here. I'm completely blind right now.
Even without glasses, like how do you see? You can't see what's coming up beside you.
No, you get nothing at the side. So like, I mean, there's a lot of guys getting hit in the side of the heads with swords. I guess that's why you got to wear all the armor and stuff. But like, you figure you could duck and whatever.
But you don't even know. There's no peripheral vision. You only see straight ahead of you.
Like
and it's like tunnel vision.
I can't see my hand right now. I cannot see this hand.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Okay, wait. This is where I can see it. So like in front of my face before I can see my hand.
Yeah. So I need one of those in my life though. So
just don't drive with it.
We have friends who work at EB. I'm speaking to you right now. If you have one of these in your store, bring it my way, my friend. Bring it. You know who I'm talking to. You know who you are. Oh, there's Tico.
That is actually better. It actually, I mean, it's very cool. But,
it is a cool looking helmet. Seriously,
more of a display piece that I think will go back there at some point once the show.
I love it. I love it. That is so cool.
But it has a really cool look with it. Lovely plumage on top there. Lovely plumage they've got going on. It is pretty neat.
That is awesome.
And seeing as we've been playing a ton of that game, I figured it was appropriate.
Yeah, absolutely. But before we talk about games, let's do a little bit of television talk. More shows started again this week. Blind Spot started. My wife and I are big fans of Blind Spot. Of course, starring Sif from the Thor movies. Lady Sif. Jamie Alexander. I like her. I know a lot of people don't, but I kind of like her. Now, I'm not sure about the fourth season, though, because they've kind of turned a couple of characters completely around. And it just doesn't feel right when you do that to a character that you've known for
switch.
Yeah, complete switch. Like one character who's been in it right from the beginning is now suddenly turning against the team, and it's like, but that just doesn't feel right. I don't know. It's weird. So we'll see where it goes. I mean, we love the show. It's fun. It's a good show. Before we talk about the CW shows, I watched The Conners.
Yes, so the I guess
the Rosanne-less. It's the Rosanne-less Rosanne.
Yes, so the spin-off after all the controversy, they decided that they wanted to keep the show going and not keep her, so they obviously had to get rid of her name and everything like that. I know there was a big buyout involved.
I don't even know if that's true, but anyway, it starts out that Rosanne, the character, has died of a drug overdose, and that follows the story they were going through. Which, it fits to what happened in last year's Roseanne show. She was addicted to painkillers because of her knee, and was going to go in for surgery when the show ended abruptly, and this kind of picks up, and it fits the way they did it. Here's my problem with it, Tico.
Yes,
it feels hollow. Like it was a good show. Okay, it was a good show. I mean, The Conners, the episode, it was good. It was kind of a bit of a tearjerker as they're all going through the motions of losing Roseanne. But at the same time, it was like a hollow feeling because knowing why she's gone, like knowing, you know what I mean? Like when an actor dies and they do this for the character on the show, it's like a real tearjerker because that person is actually gone.
Yeah, I remember News Radio when Phil Hartman was killed and his character left the show, and watching the cast try to get through that first episode back.
Yeah,
evoked a lot of emotion. There's a lot of shows like that.
Not just the actors, but the characters.
Yeah,
right?
The characters, but the actors themselves too.
Yeah.
You could see it was their own grief they were feeling, stuff like that. This is a situation when somebody's basically been fired.
Yes, and and now they're written off the show. But knowing why she was written off the show, there was something hollow about the feelings. That's kind of what I'm putting through. You know what I mean?
And almost a little weird too, because of the way they killed her off in the show, like the drug overdose, sort of being an unceremonious exit to the show too, not like, oh, she, there was an accident, and like we've seen that where there's an accident or something, like some sort of thing there. No, they made the character is gone because she
was addicted to painkillers.
She was addicted to painkillers, so it was an impulse control issue, which obviously was why she was fired from the show too, but
I guess you could say that.
Yeah, I mean it just seems like almost like a little dig as to how they killed off the character as well.
Well, I mean, I understand why they went that route because it totally fit with the way the show was going last year. Mm-hmm. It absolutely fit.
Well, I'd heard rumors that they were going to have her die on the operating table for her knee surgery. That had been rumored at one point that that's how they were going to kill her, if they'd have her die on the operating table.
That just seems like a weird death, though. Dying from a knee surgery? I don't know.
Well, any surgery, anytime you're under anesthetic, there's a risk of...
Yeah.
And that's how they were going to, at one point, going to do it, but that sort of makes her more of a sympathetic character, and I think her dying of a drug overdose instead of some other thing makes her less sympathetic a character.
But there is something to be said with the way they did it and the way they handled it, because in it, they found out who she got the drugs from, and it turns out it's sort of this local ring of people giving drugs to other people who need it, like prescription drugs, because everyone's too poor in their area to be able to afford the stuff they need. So they reach out to people they know to see if they've got what they need, and they kind of the drugs get passed around, and that's kind of how she came into having them. And of course, but Roseanne went to more than one person for these opioids and overdose on it. So in that way, it kind of reestablishes the whole. They're not in a good neighborhood. These are not. Like, typically when you watch sitcoms, these are people who are well off. The Connors are not. They are far from it. Like, they're like living in the negatives all the time. You know what I mean? They're
paycheck to paycheck.
Paycheck to paycheck. They can't afford anything. And it kind of really kind of shows that that's where they are. And it's not just them, it's their whole neighborhood. It's their whole community that just can't afford,
Well, and I think it speaks to a lot of the the issues in the U.S. I mean, we are fortunate enough that we have universal health care here.
Yeah.
And, you hear a lot in the States people needing...
simple things that they just can't afford.
Insulin. I mean, for myself, it hits home because, I had issues with all sort of diabetes last year. It turns out it was medically a different thing. It did not actual diabetes, but like I was on insulin for a little bit, and I was able to get that no problem. But I know there's lots of people who don't get enough in the States, and people are dying because they don't get the right types of medication. So I mean, they're obviously trying to make a political statement of some sort with that type of a storyline.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I don't recall it from back when Roseanne first aired because I was a lot younger, but I mean, I think that's the kind of show Roseanne, or well, now the Connors is to begin with. They do make political statements in their stories. Yeah. I mean, a lot of shows do. A lot of shows do. Star Trek did back in the 60s. It was all social. All the stories told something about the social...
the climate,
the social climate of the country. It always had something to say. Science fiction has always been about saying something about the social climate.
Yeah.
So that was... I'll continue watching. I love the characters. But it felt like... Yes, it was a touching episode. It was a bit of a tearjerker, but I still had it in the back of my mind that they're only writing this because of what she did. Yeah, and it felt weird.
It takes you out of the moment, I guess. Yes. It takes you out of the the zone, I guess, to watch it, because it's forcing you to think about things outside of the show.
Yes, that's a really good way of putting it. Absolutely. That's exactly what it was. It was hollow. You know? So.
Well, I watched a couple before we get in, because we have some of the similar ones. So maybe I'll talk about the couple that I watched that were ones that you didn't. So I watched, the wife and I watched last night a show called, it's on AMC, AMC's Eli Roth's A History of Horror.
You're big horror fans. We
are big horror fans, and so we watched this. It is I think a 7-part documentary series about horror, and it's really interesting to watch. Like
the history of horror movies, or horror
the history
in
of
general?
Horror in general, but horror movies. The first episode was Zombies. It's about an hour-long thing, and they had everybody from Tom Savini, Greg Nicotero, people who are really well-known in the industry, Max Brooks, who wrote the Zombie Survival Guide.
So if I'm not mistaken, was Night of the Living Dead not kind of where zombies started? The original? Back in the 60s?
No, there's zombie movies. I think White Zombie was from the 30s. So I think that there's old zombies, but the Night of the Living Dead, George Romero's Night of the Living Dead, is the modern zombie that we know today, the slow, shambling Walking Dead.
Okay.
That is George Romero's take, and he is the grandfather of the zombie genre.
I gotcha. Of what we know as a zombie today.
Yeah, I mean, there's different things. I mean, there's fast zombies, there's mind-controlled zombies, there's voodoo zombies and stuff like that. But the shambling Walking Dead is George Romero's Night of the Living Dead. So
that's what I thought. Okay.
And it was really interesting to see them. They went through and they had some old interviews with Romero. Joe Hill, who is Stephen King's son, was interviewed. Max Brooks, who, again, World War Z Zombie Survival Guide, also happens to be the son of Mel Brooks.
Oh, interesting.
Well, which is interesting, but he's big into the zombies. So it was really interesting to see those conversations take place. So if anybody is a fan of horror, check that out. It is really fun. And I know that the next couple episodes are slashers as well. So like Jason and
awesome,
and those guys. So
it's well done. Like, you enjoyed it.
Yeah, oh yeah, it is. Like if you enjoy stuff like 30 for 30 for sports, there's also one AMC did one with Robert Kirkman.
You know how into sports books. I am.
Well, there's one for comic books as well.
I know.
So watch that one. You'll like that one.
It's kind of like that. What was the name of that one for the toys? There was
the Toys That Made Us.
Toys That Made Us. A similar kind of style to that.
Exactly, that same style of that, but for horror. So cool. Yeah, if you like the genre, watch that. It's fantastic. The other thing I watched was The Rookie.
Oh, I'm looking forward to this new Nathan Fillion show. Yeah,
really, really enjoyed that.
It's a true story. It's based on a true story. Show.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
It's about a 40-year-old man who decides to become a rookie in the San Francisco Police Department. San Francisco, I think, right? And
it is definitely in California. I don't know the exact city, but
and it is based on like his character is a real guy out there who did this.
Yeah, so it starts off and he's just a guy. He's just going through a divorce, and he's a construction worker just going through a divorce. He happens to be going into the bank to basically put his wedding ring into his safe deposit box because he is no longer married, and the bank is held up, and. He exhibits a moment of bravery where he distracts the robbers in order for them to be caught by the police, and that's sort of his
wake up call,
his origin story, so to speak.
Excellent. No, I'm really looking forward to this. Our whole family loves Nathan Fillion.
Yeah.
So we watched all of Castle. My daughter Aria loves the whole Castle series. Like she's got every episode on DVD every season. So we're really looking forward to watching it. We haven't watched it yet. We have it waiting for us, but I'm really looking forward to watching The Rookie. We've been waiting for it for months since we found out about it.
It is fun. I quite enjoyed the first episode. And again, Nathan Fillion is obviously the main character in this, but the other actors and stuff like that do a great job of portraying, because it's not just his story they're following. There's 3 rookies. On the force. Excellent. And so it's following each of these 3 rookies. They all work together and stuff like that, but it's sort of following their paths as they intertwine and stuff like that. Really enjoyed the first episode of that.
It is funny that he went from Castle, where he worked with the police department, to a show where he is on the police department. So that's cool. So of course this past week was a big week for the CW.
CW returns.
Flash, Supergirl, Arrow, they've all started up, and Legends of Tomorrow starts next week. So they've all started up again. I mean, they are what they are. They're good shows. Yeah. I think the Flash. Sometimes I kind of wonder where the Flash is going every year because they seem to have almost these same old enemies. But I do like what they're doing with the new enemy. I don't even know what. No, Cicada.
Cicada.
Yeah. So I don't know anything about Cicada or who he is or where he's from.
I'm not familiar with it, but Cicada is based off of the noise, the cricket-like noise.
Yeah,
he makes.
I think he might be from Nora's future.
Yeah, she seems to know who he is.
Yeah, so the big thing about the Flash this year is Nora is their 20-year-old daughter who's come back in time to meet her father because the Flash goes missing and is still missing after 25 years. So she never knew him. He went missing, I think, just before when she was really little, just before she was born or when she was really little. So she never knew him. She came back in time specifically to meet her father, and so that's cool. What was neat about Nora is last season she popped up in 3 or 4 episodes, just at the end briefly, and you're like, who is this? And they really led up to her reveal at the end.
Who she is. Okay, there's another character. She's going to be important. She's going to have something to do with it. Yeah. And the fact that it's their daughter
their daughter, that's cool.
It's really cool.
Arrow, of course, Oliver is in jail. He's in prison now. Yep. I don't know how long they're going to do that because when Flash was in jail, this is the thing with the two of them. Every time something happens on Arrow or the Flash, it seems to happen on both.
Yeah.
It was so weird last year on both shows. They were both being targeted by these supervillain groups or these super intelligent groups, both of them. And then, Flash got sent to prison, and now Arrow's being sent to prison. It's like, are your writers writing both shows?
It is nice to see Vinnie Jones pop back up though.
Vinnie Jones.
He's in prison with Oliver. He was Juggernaut in X-Men.
Oh, that's why I recognized him.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Now, speaking of Flash, Flash and Green Arrow, of course, the CW's Flash, Green Arrow, and Supergirl have their big crossover in December, and this year's crossover is going to be called Elseworlds, and the Elseworlds poster shows Oliver Queen as Flash and Barry Allen as Green Arrow. So they've switched roles. I'm not quite sure what's going on there, but it is called Elseworlds, and for those of you who are familiar with the comics, Elseworlds is DC's version of sort of what-if takes on things. They are stories that take place on other Earths, other universes that have no impact on the main story. It's just, these are one-off stories that they can tell. This is where Batman Noir, steampunk Batman kind of thing gets told, is in an Elseworlds comic. So it's really interesting they're taking the Elseworlds approach to the crossover. I wonder if it has something to do with Nora. Maybe somehow history gets rewritten. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or unless they're literally taking the Elseworlds concept and giving us a standalone crossover that has no impact on the rest of the series.
It is just at the end, Barry wakes up from a dream or something like that.
Right? Yeah, I don't know. So I'm interested.
Or some genie's wish or something like that.
The only thing I'm reading though is it's saying that Stephen Amell is Barry Allen this time, right? And then Grant Gustin is Oliver Queen. I'm like, but that doesn't make sense. That physically they are.
You know what it is? It's going to be like a Lindsay Lohan Freaky Friday thing where they're both going to pick up the same artifact at the same time.
Body switching.
Yeah. And it'll be that.
I don't know, maybe. It just seems weird. Anyway, that's cool. And also on the topic of Flash, DC's Flash movie has been delayed again.
Way to knock it out of the park, DC. Way to make sure you keep your things topical. You put together your Justice League piece of crap so quickly in order to capitalize on
the Avengers,
these characters and getting the individual movies out there and being able to bank on the fact that you just made this movie. And now, what are you going to do?
let's make
it to 2020.
Let's make 2 Joker movies, 3 Harley Quinn movies, another Suicide Squad, and let's get rid of Batman and Superman altogether.
Yeah.
This just sounds like really, solid marketing plans. This is solid business here.
I think what's happened is Marvel's got some guy into the DC organization, and he's sitting there going, "Hey, you know what would be a good idea, guys? Why don't we Batman? Nobody likes Batman. Let's get rid of that Batman guy and Superman 2. Let's get rid of him. Nobody likes those guys.
2 Joker movies. Let's do 2 completely different Joker movies. Here's a good idea. Let's cast 2 different people as Joker too."
Yeah, we don't need this stuff in the same universe ever. Where's the writers? We need a Calendar Man movie. Get working on that.
Oh man!
And now, I also heard that they are doing a Batman prequel.
Yeah, oh, Pennyworth?
The Pennyworth thing.
Oh, my gosh!
It's a prequel to the Batman prequel. Young Alfred Pennyworth. I'll be honest with you, I'm not altogether upset about that. That does sound kind of cool.
Who cares?
I don't know. I'll watch it. It does seem like it might be a fun universe to tell a story in. I don't know. It might be cool, but I mean, it just seems odd that there's this thing we made a prequel of that people seem to like so much
called Gotham.
Let's make a prequel.
Let's make a prequel to the prequel. Exactly.
And let's see what they do with the prequel to the prequel to the prequel.
Oh man, now I've got to wonder in Pennyworth how many Batman villains are going to suddenly appear in England.
Yeah,
40 years before they ever appeared in Gotham.
Yeah, it's a baby. I don't know, penguin or something. I don't know. he's literally just a little that kid looks like a little penguin. He's tottering back and forth, and then cut away. And
one final thing about television, you noticed that the BBC is going to be producing a Dracula series.
On for Netflix. So it's not BBC. It's for Netflix. It's a Dracula series for Netflix by the team on BBC that did Sherlock, the Benedict Cumberbatch Sherlock.
I'm going to be honest. I have never enjoyed Dracula story. I love vampire stories, but I have never enjoyed actual Bram Stoker's Dracula.
What about Blade 3?
Blade 3 Trinity was terrible.
With Heatwave as Dracula.
I know, but I have never enjoyed the actual Dracula story. So
I've enjoyed a few of them, but they do come across as a little dry. But Sherlock Holmes, the team that did Sherlock Holmes, I find that quite entertaining.
Yes,
so this might be
because
good. I'm hoping.
Well, it's mysteries. It's the genius of Sherlock that makes it entertaining.
Well, maybe they can have some, I don't know. I'm hopeful that maybe it's okay. Maybe it's okay.
Maybe we'll see.
I will say this: the Castlevania anime series on Netflix is actually pretty good.
I've heard really good things about that.
So, and Dracula's in that.
Okay.
So,
but that's not a Dracula story.
Well, I mean, what
Simon Belmont?
Dracula? Yeah, but Dracula's in it.
Okay.
You got to give it something there.
You know what I got to do?
Nothing.
I got to play 7 Degrees of Translation. That's what I got to do.
So this is way easier this week because Mr. Glenn was kind enough to supply some of these.
So our friend and listener, viewer, Glenn Buss, has been kind enough to give. He gave me 2 for you, and he gave, I believe, you 2 for me.
Yeah. We need like intro music for this too. It just pops up there. It seems like you need a sound effect or something.
Well, it's early, Tico.
All right.
Listen. I can't do everything.
You could.
So, 7 Degrees of Translation. Of course, from last week, we take the name of a game, we translate it through Google Translate 7 times, the 7th one being back to English, and we give the results, and so I give a result to Tico. He has to guess what the original game was. Last week, after listening to it, Tico, I got 2 of them, you only got 1, so I'm in the lead.
Listen, I don't necessarily know if that's accurate, but I'm not willing to go back and follow up to check that up, so I suppose I will have to accept that.
So 2-1, and we'll get scoreboard on here eventually.
Scoreboard. It'll have to happen. Yeah.
So Tico, would you like to start us off this week with your first one?
Since I'm losing, sure.
Since you're losing.
All right.
What languages, first of all, did Glenn do?
This is from Glenn, and I actually used, when I did mine, I actually used the same list of languages just to make it so not having to read out 7 languages a second time. So I used the same language. So Punjabi, Welsh, Russian, Swahili, Turkish, and Greek. And then back to English.
Okay. First one.
The first one. Our last.
Our last. The final... final. Oh man, I'm thinking the word final, but hour could be time. Gosh, the Final Fantasy maybe. I don't know. Nah. What is it?
The Last of Us.
What?
The Last of Us.
And what was it again?
Our last.
Hour as in OUR.
Yes,
you need to clarify that, my friend.
You need to ask for you've seen the spelling bee. You could ask for it in the form of a
need to
sentence.
Clarify it was not the time hour. That was unfair.
It was not unfair.
You lose your 1 point.
No, I get that point.
Lost.
And a half.
All right, well, I'm going to give you one. This is also from Glenn, same languages.
All right.
Multiple shadow.
Multiple shadow.
Multiple shadow.
Can you spell multiple for me?
No, I cannot.
All right.
Multiple, as in more than one.
Shadow of the Colossus.
Shadow complex.
Oh. Well, that's not a real game.
Complex shadow. Multiple
That's not a real game.
All right. We are both doing well today. That's 0-0.
Yes.
All right, what's my next one?
This one is going to be fun. All right. The translation is large golf course.
Large golf course.
Large golf course.
Oh my gosh. 100-foot golfing?
No.
Oh, that was the first thing that came to mind, that VR game.
Well, this is why I love these things. Grand Theft Auto.
Shut up.
Grand Theft Auto equals large golf course.
That is, oh my gosh. Okay, that's just bizarre.
Yeah.
Well, my next one, this one's also fun. More access.
More
access.
More access.
This is crazy.
All right, more access.
Large golf course. That is just weird.
I'm looking at my games now. I'm like, what do I have here that makes sense? More access.
I don't know how it came up with this. I really don't.
All right, Gears of War.
Mass Effect.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, your last one for me.
All right, this is mine, not Glenn's. So,
okay. And using the same language as Glenn used.
Same language, and I almost read the actual name of the game first.
Be careful.
Yeah. All right. It is not necessary.
It is not necessary. What? It is not necessary. Unneeded. No, it is not necessary. I can't even think of. I don't know. I got nothing. I literally got nothing.
Uncharted.
What?
Uncharted.
One word came back with "it is not necessary."
Came back to 4 words. Yep.
Wow. Okay, you're gonna like this one. I don't know if you'll get it, but you're gonna like it. This one I did use my own. I actually went to the translator and I went in order with the A's. I just went to Afrikaans, to Albanian, to Amharic, to Arabic, to Armenian, to Azerbaijani, back to English.
All right.
And I came out with powerful killer hero. Powerful killer hero.
All right. Powerful killer hero. All right. Wait.
Oh, what do you got?
Red. No, that's not it. Sonic the Hedgehog.
All right. Believe it or not, it's Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
Shadow of the Tomb Raider. None of those translate into hero.
No. I guess a Tomb Raider is a hero?
No, they're the Tomb Raiders. Like those are like generally are bad people. Like they're stealing from tombs.
That's true. That's
Like
true.
raiding a tomb is not a good thing.
Oh man, I love this. That was fun. Seriously, even though we got none, it was. I think it's fun. I think we'll keep this around.
Yes. So does Glenn go up on the leaderboard with like 4 points?
So he gets 4 points because he stumped us.
He stumped us.
Yeah,
He stumped us.
Maybe that's a good idea. So listeners, if you want to join 7 Degrees of Translation, send us your picks. Translate the name of a game 7 times. The game must be real words, though. It cannot be any made-up words.
Yes.
Like I did last week by accident with Hellblade.
Yeah. You could have done Hellblade like Hell Space Blade.
That's true.
You could break a title apart. The other rule is if you are going with a title in a series, it has to be the main title only, like Resident Evil, not Resident Evil, whatever the tagline is, right?
The IP itself. So send us those. You can either send them to me if you want Tico to guess. Send them to Tico if you want him to guess. You can just DM us on Twitter.
Yes, at whatever your name is, and at my name is at Mr. Second Place.
Whatever my name is. You don't know who I am?
Zion Toon.
Zion Tomb.
Zion Tomb. Apparently that makes you a Zion hero, right?
Killer hero.
Yeah.
All right. Assassin's Creed Odyssey I've been playing.
I've heard of it.
I am completely addicted to it. I play it every night.
Oh,
and I play it so much. I play it to like my eyes are sore because I'm enjoying it so much. And the story really, really good. I'm really enjoying the main storyline.
Yeah, and it's hard too because I want to do other stuff. So I'm doing story. I'm like, no, don't get too far along that path because I don't want to. Yeah. I don't want to finish it too soon. So then I'm like, I'm gonna veer off and run around and do some other stuff. And
you know what I'm really loving about it is I don't know what they're called, but the quest line have these arrows that are pointing away from each other, branching arrows, and those quests. What I really like about them, I think they're called branching quests, but they are quests that are as a result of decisions you've made in your story. Right? Yeah,
so like a guy will show up and be asking for something based off of some other information that you've done.
Something else you've done, like last night. Well, in the course of the game, I killed a particular person who was harassing people in Corinth, and his wife was there in a different town saying that she hated me, that I killed her husband, or no, he was going to marry her or something.
Yeah, but now she's just got to be whatever a Herita is, I'm assuming, prostitute.
Yeah, I think it's a prostitute, yeah.
I mean, she doesn't seem that happy about being one.
So what was weird about it, though, Tico, is there was a conversation, and then it just ended, and it said, quest failed.
Yeah, because you had done that other... Yeah. Because you'd killed that guy.
So there was no quest left for me to do.
Yeah.
And another guy asked me if I was Athenian, and I answered with, it doesn't matter who I am. And he said, only a spy would say that. You're going to find a bounty on your head. And then he walked away, and it said, quest failed, and suddenly I had a bounty on my head. So I don't know if that was because of what I said or something I did.
Yeah. So what level are you at now?
30, I think. I just hit 30.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
Where you're like what, 50 now?
I'm 47.
Yeah.
I've become the #1 mercenary.
Oh, nice.
I'm at the head of the pack for mercenaries. That doesn't stop them from coming after you because if they kill you, they take over the spot.
Yeah, exactly. I have not been killed by a mercenary yet, though.
I have been killed by, because I've gotten to the point where it's like, okay, I'm going to slowly try to take out this fort, and then all of a sudden, like, just as I'm getting down to the last thing, like 3 mercenaries show up, and I'm like, come on.
Really? I just
3.
You can run away from them though. They're really stupid.
Oh yeah, and I often do, but I have had a couple of times where I'm like, okay, I'm going to start, and I'm fighting with one mercenary. One shows up, and I'm fighting with another, like matched, and then all of a sudden two more show up from behind, and I get like that extra hit, and I'm like,
If a mercenary with an animal ever shows up, take the animal out first.
Yeah, I have that. I don't know what the skill is called, but the one where you can like run and stab a guy, and I have it so you can chain it 4 times.
Oh, the when you throw the spear.
Spear.
Yes,
yeah.
that is such a great.
And I have it so you can chain it 4 times. So if I see a mercenary, I'll nail him, aim at his pet, kill the pet,
turn back to
him, and then if there's anybody else there, you take a shot there. So he takes 2 hits from it.
Yeah.
His pet's dead.
I love that skill. So that skill, for those who haven't played, I use it in stealth a lot. When there's only a couple of guys.
You have to be stealth.
It's
only stealth.
And basically, you target one person. Your character, I say she because I'm playing as Cassandra. She throws the spear and then instantly appears at the spear, pulls it out of the guy, essentially almost instantly killing him. And then you can chain that exact action up to 4 times if you've got it fully upgraded. So right now I can do 3. So I can then turn towards another guy, throw the spear again, and it's not, she doesn't run, she literally just appears at the spear.
Yeah, it's like a blink.
It's a blink, yeah. So throw the spear, blink, boom, guy's dead, do it again, boom, do it again, boom, done. And there's like 3 guys taken out. I usually do that at the end of a little, when there's 3 guys left, I just go boom, 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 done.
I like it for those taking out the leader houses, because they usually have 3 or 4 of those gold deckled guys.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah.
So I'll fire in there and kill those guys, and it's just me and the leader left. And
so you're killing them in 1 hit now?
Yeah, I'm level 47.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's and depending on that's a warrior attack. Depending on your equipment, can give you boosts to certain things as well.
That's true. Oh, that is a warrior attack?
Yeah, I believe it's the top of the warrior. Is it the top of the warrior, or is it the top of the? It might be the top of the hunter one.
I think it's hunter. It's a hunter ability. Wait, no, it's not. It's an assassin ability.
Are you sure?
I am pretty sure that is an assassin ability, not anything else.
Listen, it's not like we have a way to check. It is. I'm playing. I was playing before we started. It is the rush assassination, and it is an assassin ability.
Yeah, so there you go. That's why I have it. I have very little in the way of warrior and hunter. I have more hunter than warrior, but I have mostly assassin. Yeah,
I love sitting on the outskirts and using the predator bow, predator arrows, and just like pegging guys off.
Headshot, boom, boom.
Yeah, and then the next guy goes over, this guy's dead, oh my god, what should we do? Oh, get hit in the face with an arrow, good idea.
Yeah.
So much fun.
So, on the topic of Odyssey, did you notice or see today that their first live event was canceled?
Yes.
So live event, I didn't actually know this was happening until I got this notification that their live events were happening.
And they had them with Origin. They did have them with Origin, which I remember them. I didn't play many of them with Origin, but
with the bringing down those big, huge gods.
Yeah.
Oh, I never did those. But this event was supposed to be a mercenary, some mercenary that's going to be out in the world,
a random mercenary with like uber stats and some pretty good. Good stuff.
That one's been canceled. I don't know if he's going to come back again, but the next one is going to be a famous ship or something.
An epic
ship that you're going to have to go take down. I am not ready to take down any epic ships, so...
Yeah, because your boat is the same level as you.
Yes.
So your boat is the same character level as your...
my boat's pretty strong. Like I'm a force to be reckoned with on the seas right now, but I don't think I'm going to be up for taking out like an epic ship. And I got to wonder what level these things are going to be then. You know, if they're level 50 when they come out, like they were in Origins.
Yeah, it is satisfying though to cleave your boat straight through another boat.
Oh my gosh, right? If you can ram it.
And just take it right,
I love ramming the ships, and if you get enough speed and hit it right at the right spot, it just breaks the whole ship apart in one hit. Yeah. It's so cool. Oh man.
Have you done any of the mythology quests yet?
No, I'm looking forward to those. They have not come up yet. I'm really anxious to get to the mythology stuff and understand how they fit in the story.
Yeah, so they are fun. I have finished. I won't, no spoilers, but I've finished 3 of the 4 mythology quests. I know I spoiled a little bit for you the other day by accident.
That's okay.
But
the only real spoiler was that I didn't know there were more beyond what they'd shown with Medusa.
Yes.
I had no idea there were more, but apparently there's more.
There's more, and they are fun, and there's actually some fun quest lines for the one that I spoiled for you. Well, people know it's a Minotaur. I won't speak any specifics, but there's some fun quest lines leading up to the Minotaur stuff.
Oh, we talked about that last week with the coin and the where's your sense of accomplishment or pride and accomplishment.
So that's part of the path leading you towards the Minotaur quests and stuff like that. They are quite fun. They are just as engaging. Those little quests, like those side quests to get to these these mythical creatures, are just as engaging.
I have not started that at all yet. I should probably get on that.
And they start basically when you show up on the right island. So as soon as you get to the island, there'll be a quest that'll start that story for you. It's not really level specific, because I think I did the Minotaur one. I think I did around level 32, 33.
I might look at that. I have not even looked at it yet, because most of the quests in that line are still red, so I've just been ignoring it.
Yeah.
And speaking of red, Rockstar.
Yes.
Because their logo's red. So
red,
see what I
red,
did there?
and Red Dead.
Red Dead Redemption. Red Dead Redemption is coming. And of course, huge hoopla this week about Red Dead. And apparently their 100-hour work weeks during crunch time. And everyone had a big stink about it. Everyone was talking about it. I even tweeted out, I mean, why is this something you're proud of? Why is this something you're saying? Like, don't be proud of 100-hour work weeks. That's stupid. That's not something to be proud of. That's like a boss telling you, you have to come in at 7 in the morning every day and stay till 10 at night.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but that's not happening.
Yeah, like, I understand they're trying to say, what they're trying to say is the dedication of their team working this many hours and everything like that. But it comes across as your slave drivers,
laborers,
and you are making these guys put in, and again, we've heard things like this before from other devs when people are laid off at the end of a game and stuff like that, saying, we were putting in 100+ hour weeks and stuff like that,
or at least like 60+, like whatever, right? But
and only to be laid off at the end of completion of the game, because you don't need the work. Here's what I'm going to tell you guys: 100-hour work weeks do nothing for you. Work a 40-hour work week, take longer. You have a job for longer.
So here's my biggest thing about this. Rockstar is a company that releases a game when they're ready.
Yeah.
Just like CD Projekt Red. When the game is done, they'll release it. Okay? So my question is, if you didn't think you were going to meet the October 28th deadline, why not delay it again?
Yeah.
Or
it's not like we're not used to it.
Like, I had it in my head a few days ago what I was thinking. But, Red Dead is a game that it doesn't matter when it releases, it's gonna sell.
Yeah.
Okay? You could release it on May 23rd. It's gonna sell just as good in April or May as it would at the Christmas season. Okay? So, why announce a launch date so far ahead if you don't think you're going to meet it? Or if you did think you're going to meet it, what happened to your project management?
Yeah.
That you needed to suddenly put in 100-hour work weeks. Now, they did clarify, let me make it right, is they clarified that they're talking about upper management had 100-hour, just checking things and overlooking things and making sure the stuff was checked off type thing, right? I don't care who it was.
Yeah.
If you're managing the project correctly, nobody should be required to throw in 100-hour work weeks for any period of time at the end of a project.
Yeah.
Was it just that poorly managed that they already delayed it from the spring, right?
Yeah.
So you already delayed it like 6 or 8 months. That still wasn't enough? Then now suddenly you need 100-hour work weeks? It's stupid, Tigo. That's just bad management.
It's bad management. That's how you get, again, that's where you end up with bugs. That's where you end up with, worker burnout and stuff like that. That's where you end up with mistakes and stuff as well. It doesn't put like telling us that they've got people working 100 hours does not do anything to make me go, man, that guy, they worked 100-hour work weeks. I really want to get that game. No, make me a good game. And again, to the point that we have waited for this game. This game has been pushed back a few times.
Exactly.
And I think both of us have said, well, I'm glad they're pushing it back if it's not ready to launch.
Right.
And if they'd done that this time and they said, hey, it's not ready to go yet, we need some more time to get it without killing our people, I think that most of the people out there would say, okay, yeah, when it comes out, I'm going to buy it.
Yep. Rockstar and Red Dead are two rare companies where it doesn't matter when they release their game, it's going to sell. People want it, period.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So who cares if it's the fall season? Who cares if it's the holiday season? If you're not ready, don't release it. Don't tell us when you're going to release it until you know you're done. Like, surprise us. Say, hey, guess what? It's coming next month. We're done. Great. It's going to sell just as well if you did that as if you gave us a year's head start.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's just, anyway. They've clarified that it was only upper management. Again, like I said, I don't care who it was. That's just stupid. For the company as well as for you individually. Like, nobody should be doing that.
No.
Anyway, I digress.
I'm not a fan of 10-hour work weeks.
Well, that's just you, Tico.
Yeah, that's true.
So this week, one last thing before we sign off today. Hauwei. I think it's Hauwei or Hauwei or Hauwei. Anyway, they're a Chinese phone developer. They have launched a new phone, the Hauwei Max 20 or something like that. Max 20 Pro, I think it's some weird name. That they think is going to... the Mate 20X. They think it's going to dethrone the Nintendo Switch because they have this fancy new controller that can attach to the side of it. Now get this, Tico.
Yeah.
It only attaches to one side. It's
not even going to dethrone the Windows Phone.
First of all, do you even know anyone who owns a Hauwei phone?
No, I don't know. I don't know where you could. Honestly, I don't even know where you could buy one. I don't think I've ever seen one.
So this phone is going to have a 7.2-inch 1080p OLED screen, a 5,000 milliamp battery that facilitates roughly 6.7 hours of gameplay. They're essentially creating a mobile gaming console as a phone and thinks it's going to rival the Switch. Let's just look at this for a second, okay? Let's look at the history of people trying to dethrone Nintendo. We've got the Game Boy back in 1989.
Yeah.
What tried to dethrone the Game Boy? Anybody remember the Sega Game Gear?
The Sega Game Gear, which I did like, however,
but
nobody can afford that many. Oh God, you can't afford that many batteries,
right?
Okay, 6 AA batteries.
Yeah. Let's look at. Let's move a little forward. Look at the Nintendo DS. Anybody remember Sony's attempt at dethroning Nintendo?
Yeah, we
the
had
PSP,
the UMDs,
the Vita. Anybody remember? Where are those?
Well, I got one on the shelf.
Yeah, I've got them on the shelf too. They have no power. Yeah. And more recently, let's look at the Wii and their new controllers, like new way of playing games. How's Kinect doing? Anybody? Kinect?
Well, John, didn't you just get a new Xbox One X that no longer has
Kinect support? I kept my Kinect not knowing that when I traded in my Xbox, there is no Kinect port on the X. I had no idea. Yeah. I thought I was going to be able to use it for voice commands. Not so much. And also, remember the Move controllers for PlayStation 3?
Yeah, the ice cream cones.
I think there was like 2 games or 3 games released that used them in the life cycle of the PS3. Okay? Nobody has ever come close to dethroning any of Nintendo's innovations.
No. If they decide to do something, they're usually first to market with it. They usually do it best.
Yes, and everyone just tries to copy, and nobody can ever meet it.
And you can sort of see this, like, obviously Sega doesn't really exist anymore. Sony keeps trying to come out with like portables. They have the Vita, and
I think they're done with the portable now. I think they've.
Microsoft is like never even gone anywhere close to a portable because they know
there's just no point.
Yeah,
no point.
I mean, and the Kinect being what it was neat, but again, the problem is everybody tries to jump onto these things at the tail end of the popularity.
Yeah,
and Nintendo's already moved past that. Listen, we used up all of that market. And now we're moving on to the next thing. You guys want to try to play in that pool that with all the dirty water and everything like that? You go ahead and splash around.
Yeah. Not only that, Tico, but this phone is going to be $1,000. So there's that too.
I think all phones are $1,000.
This is true, but is somebody? Nobody's going to buy the phone just to have a gaming machine, portable gaming machine. I mean, what games? What games?
Yeah.
So. That pretty much brings us to the end of this episode of Couch Co-op. Stay tuned online and on the podcast for our review of Starlink, The Battle for Atlas. That is coming up right after Couch Co-op. So thanks everybody for watching this episode. Of course, I am Sean Evans. You can follow me online everywhere as Ziantane, spelled right there for you. Xiantayne.
Good point.
Thank you.
All right. I mean, like physically point.
Yeah.
I mean, the actual point of following you. Who knows? You can follow me on Twitter at Mr. Second Place. I tweet sometimes. I'm not
there somewhere.
Whoa, way off.
There it is. All right. Thanks everybody for tuning in. We'll be back again next week with another Couch Co-op.
Bye, guys.
This has been an OMGNexus.com production.